What had happened was.
Do you need the interpreter, yes or no?
No, no, ma'am.
Are y'all sure? Because I'm going to release her.
Yes.
I'm 100% sure.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Your Honor.
And you do speak English well, correct? You actually taught English in Colombia.
I need a interpreter.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What? What is going on today?
Okay.
This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke.
Your Honor, he speaks English. He taught English.
I
He
speak
said he
English.
needs an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
This is a joke.
Mr. Bennett,
I apologize.
This is a joke.
you just allowed the interpreter to be excused. This is ridiculous.
Welcome to What Had Happened Was.
When we take a peek into actual court cases and give you commentary based on our unique perspective and experiences, and also give you informational tips and tricks to help you avoid a what had happened situation.
Before we get started, give us a thumbs up, a tasteful comment. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of every video as they come out.
Tiene mucho que ver con el abuso de que se está denunciando en este caso.
Your Honor, may I make a suggestion, please?
Su señoría, pues, ¿pudiera yo dar una sugerencia, por favor?
Okay.
The allegations in the petition are what's relevant. My client will deny each of those allegations, and the court may take a negative inference from his invocation of his Fifth Amendment rights here on the record. I'll waive my objection to lack of proper service of subpoena, since civil litigation is not my area.
There's nothing to waive, sir. He's a party.
Understood. Yes, ma'am. I will forget about it. That's my suggestion, is that he denies those allegations, and the court can take a negative inference, and Ms. Dorfman can meet her burden of proof with that or with witnesses that she calls for her own case.
Go
Su
ahead, Ms.
señoría.
Dorfman. Down and dirty. Please make my day.
Su señoría, estos alegatos de la petición son los que son relevantes. Usted puede tomar de esto una deducción negativa si así lo desea, pero se han infringido los derechos de la Quinta Enmienda Constitucional de mi cliente por la falta de fundamento con respecto a las preguntas que se le están haciendo. Así que nosotros negamos a cada uno de los alegatos y usted puede deducir de ahí, su señoría, se ha cumplido con el fundamento para esta denuncia de alejamiento.
Go ahead, Ms. Dorfman.
Okay. So I appreciate that, Mr. Bennett. I am required to ask the questions. Not every question is going to be, where he would be asserting a right, but I do have to ask the questions. I am going to try to limit the number of incidents that I do question about because he is now claiming that he needs an interpreter, even though I'm well aware that he doesn't. This is going to take longer because of that.
Bueno, y sin embargo, gracias, señor licenciado Bennett. Estoy de acuerdo que en algunos casos él quiera acatarse a la Quinta Enmienda. No todas las preguntas, él tendrá que acatarse a la Quinta Enmienda. Yo sé que dijo que no necesitaba intérprete, ahora dice que necesita, y por lo tanto esto va a llevar más tiempo.
Mr. Salamanca, you were working at Rue in February of 2022 when you met Emma Brothers, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
Señor Salamanca, usted estaba trabajando en Rue en febrero del 2022 cuando usted conoció a Emma Brothers, ¿correcto?
The fifth. Next question.
Ok, se está acatando a la quinta. Siguiente pregunta.
And y'all became an official couple in May of 2022?
¿Y ustedes fueron una pareja oficial en mayo del 2022?
I'll take the fifth.
Fifth Amendment. I got it. Next question.
Okay. And The petitioner lives with her parents and her little sister, correct?
Y la persona que está haciendo la demanda vive con los padres y su hermanita más pequeña, ¿verdad?
I'll take the fifth.
He's taking the fifth of that too.
And when her parents left for Africa on a trip, you began to move yourself into Emma's room inside their home, correct?
Y cuando sus padres se mudaron a África, entonces usted empezó a mudarse a la habitación de Emma, ¿verdad?
I'll take the fifth.
You would sneak in and out of the home until her father finally caught you leaving one morning and ended your living under their roof, correct?
Usted se metía ahí escondidas hasta que una vez el padre se dio cuenta que usted se estaba metiendo escondidas en una mañana y eso ya terminó con el que usted pudiera siguiéndose quedar ahí escondidas.
I'll take the fifth.
You began controlling all of Emma's time. Isn't that correct?
Usted empezó a controlar todo el tiempo de Emma, ¿verdad? ¿Es correcto?
I'll take the fifth.
You would not allow the petitioner to spend any time with anyone other than yourself, correct?
Usted evitaba que la denunciante pudiera pasar tiempo con cualquier persona aparte de usted, ¿verdad?
I'll take the fifth.
You would isolate her from the coworkers, her friends, and her family. Is that correct?
Usted la aislaba de sus compañeros de trabajo, amigos y familiares, ¿correcto?
I'll take the fifth.
In October of 2022, you punched the petitioner in the jaw during sex. Is that correct?
En octubre del 2022, usted le golpeó en la quijada a la denunciante mientras estaban teniendo relaciones sexuales. ¿Correcto?
Whoa! Ooh.
I think you know the translation of that.
Yeah, I listened to what she said, and you hear what the lady's asking. She's asking him some questions, and he's like,
They're very graphic in nature.
"Wow." But I think it's gonna get worse. I'm going to the left here.
I'll take the fifth.
And when she started crying that she was upset by your violence, you claimed that you thought she would like it. Is that correct?
Y cuando ella comenzó a llorar y porque estaba molesta por la violencia, usted pensó que a ella le gustaba, ¿correcto?
I'll take the fifth.
In October of 2022, you also began showing up at the petitioner's job at the Jekyll Brewing Company in Alpharetta, correct?
Y usted se empezó en octubre del 2022 a aparecer en el trabajo de la denunciante en Jekyll Brewing en Alpharetta, ¿correcto?
I'll take the fifth.
And you would sit there for hours throughout her entire shift just to monitor her while she was working, correct?
Y usted se quedaba allí por horas vigilándole mientras ella estaba en su turno de trabajo, ¿verdad?
I'm taking the fifth.
On October 30th, 2022, you were spying on her through the windows at her job. And when you saw her speaking with a male coworker, you became angry, stormed inside to confront that coworker with a lot of abusive language, correct?
Y en el 30 de octubre del 2022, usted le empezó a espiar, le estaba espiando por medio de la ventana en el trabajo, y cuando ella empezó a hablar con un hombre ahí, usted se enojó y entró bruscamente a su trabajo y le dijo una bola de malas palabras.
So he's sitting there. He did a whole bunch of stuff. He moved it. So he waited till her parents left,
Right.
allegedly, moved it
sneak
to
into the
her house,
Mhm.
and her parents were going like halfway on the other side of the world. So it wasn't like they were going to
Grocery shopping.
and they just, and they just didn't know. So they weren't going to be back for weeks.
Yeah.
And he moved in and he went to her job.
Now, this sounds like a movie. Finally went to my job. Why?
No, he made her drive him.
No, and said he was looking in the window.
Right.
And
So
watching her
basically
talk to
stalking her,
everyone.
and then
Like
she was talking to a guy, and then
he got explosive and she got fired. So I guess that was to make sure she couldn't leave the house. She didn't have a reason to leave the house.
I'm taking the fifth.
And that by you doing that inside her job, that got Emma fired from that job that day, correct?
Y al usted hacer eso en el trabajo de Emma, esto hizo que la despidieran ese mismo día a Emma de su trabajo, ¿correcto?
I'll take the fifth.
Because you don't have a car or a legal driver's license, you were making Emma drive you everywhere or you would walk. Is that correct?
Porque usted no tiene auto ni licencia para conducir legal en el país. Usted hacía que Emma la llevara a todas partes.
I'll take the fifth.
In November of 2022, when petitioner was cooking you a steak dinner, you told her that you'd like to imagine her with other men having sex because, quote unquote, your girl was a whore.
I'll take the fifth.
Ooh, everybody knows the bad words.
Yeah, they sure do.
I don't care what language, country, everybody learns the bad words.
En noviembre del 2022, la denunciante le estaba cocinando un bistec para la cena y le dijo a usted que se imaginaba a ella con otros hombres, ya que ella era una puta.
And
I'll take the fifth.
And you continued sneaking into her home, even though the brothers had made it clear you were not welcome there, correct?
So she has brothers.
Yes.
Well, I can only presume that they didn't live in the house, but if it was me, my brother would have stayed at the house and be like, oh, he's sneaking in? Because he's saying he snuck into the house.
They've been playing gatekeeper. Nope, not today.
Y usted se seguía metiendo escondidas a la casa de ella, aunque los hermanos le dijeron a usted que usted no estaba bienvenido ahí, ¿verdad?
I'll take the fifth.
In December 2022, Emma found out that she was pregnant with your child, and your verbal and psychological abuse grew worse and worse, correct?
En diciembre del 2022, Emma se enteró que estaba embarazada con su hijo y el abuso verbal y físico incrementó más y más todo el tiempo.
I'll take the fifth.
And you told her that you would not tolerate her having that child and that you would not help her if she kept it, correct?
Y usted le dijo que no iba a tolerar que tuviera.
So, according to him, from what let's recap.
Mm-hmm.
She's a whore.
According to him, yes.
He has to punch in the face during. If you get pregnant, I'm not helping you. Because you're a whore.
Yeah.
I see you with other people.
I'm following you to your job and looking in the window.
And I see you.
The co-workers, even though they're not co-workers. Now you're talking to that work there? I got a problem with that.
Al bebé y que si lo tenía, usted no la iba a ayudar en nada.
I'll take the fifth.
And you swore to her, quote unquote, that if she did not get rid of the baby, that you would, correct?
Y usted le juró que si ella no se deshacía del bebé, usted lo haría.
I'll take the fifth.
On December 27th, the petitioner terminated her pregnancy and was in a lot of pain, but you insisted that she drive you to a parking lot for you to sell a camera, correct?
Y el 27 de diciembre, usted, ella había tenido había terminado el embarazo y estaba con mucho dolor y usted la llevó a un estacionamiento porque quería vender una cámara.
I'll take the fifth.
The two of you and the petitioner, Emma Brothers, were both very active skydivers, correct?
ustedes dos, tanto como los hermanos, eran unas personas que les gustaba hacer el skydiving, o sea, aventarse de los aviones.
I take the fifth.
And in late December, you also screamed at her for 4 hours because she merely followed Sebastian, who was a mutual friend of you both from skydiving, on Instagram.
I'll take
Y el 4, en
He
diciembre,
understood it. Mr. Perez, do you need the interpreter or not? That's a question for you, Mr. Perez.
sorry.
Yeah, it's still all or nothing. You can't decide that, okay, I think this person speaks enough of a language, has enough full command of a language. All they need to do is misunderstand one word.
Exactly.
One word. If they say
One.
they didn't understand one word,
That's all it takes.
that's all it takes. And from everything they're alleging that he did, they need to make sure this case is.
They gotta be ironclad. They gotta make
it
sure there's
can't
no
be
mistakes.
A dot on an I out
Nope.
of place. Semicolons where they need to be.
Every T gotta get crossed. Every I after
Woo!
E.
Somebody followed somebody. The girl followed a mutual friend on Instagram that they skydived together.
This guy's
How
all over
did
the
he
place.
meet her?
This is crazy. He's all over the place.
But
Skydiving,
how did he even meet
chauffeured
her?
rides, selling cameras. This is bananas.
He's lush.
Good question, Mr.
Sorry,
Perez.
Your Honor. Sometimes I need it, sometimes not.
Okay, well, so how do we know when you do it, whether you don't? Because you're answering and taking the fifth before Miss Claudia can even do her job.
Most of the time I understand.
So if Miss Dorfman asks a question, you need to say, I can answer it, okay? If you
Yes.
need her to interpret it, you need to let her know, because you are making this so much harder than it needs to be.
I understand, Your Honor.
Well, if he's innocent until proven guilty,
Yes.
the judge is like, you making this hard. He's not supposed to make it easy. The state has to prove their case.
That's true.
She's asking questions. He said he pleads the fifth, which means she has to come up with the evidence or whatever based on testimony, whatever, to come
Corroborating
up
statements.
or whatever to say this is what happened. This is at this time that the young lady went to the hospital after he punched it up. Whatever they said he did, they have to prove, because he's like, I'm not going to help you prove something against me.
Exactly. And the bottom line is unfortunate. Here's the bottom line is you are considered innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly.
There's supposed to be innocence. The state has the burden of proof to prove that you actually committed these crimes.
So once again, he's like, sometimes I understand. That's the same thing. You could have someone that speaks a language, you speak more than one language, and someone could say something, you'd be like, I never heard that phrase before.
Yeah.
And there might be something that's common that they use all the time, but just because you've never heard it before doesn't mean that you don't understand what they're saying. They could say something, and 85% of the time you understood everything they said.
You understood that? All right, go ahead, Ms. Dorfman.
In
Everybody
January,
get down to it. He's gonna take the fifth on everything. So here
All right.
goes highlights. I got it.
in January 2023, you were both working together at the Milton Restaurant.
So he's going to be pleading the fifth on everything, she said. So see how this works out.
Lagarde, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
And you started forbidding the petitioner from wearing certain outfits because she looked too attractive and you didn't want other men looking at her, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
January 30th, 2023, just a few weeks ago, the petitioner turned 21 years old. Do you remember screaming at her that she was worthless and does not deserve anything for her birthday?
I'll take the fifth.
On February 7th, you woke up very, very angry at petitioner, and you told her that you will only stay with her if she stays home from the trip to Florida that her family had planned for that 21st birthday, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
And when she did not cancel the trip, you blew up at her and began to push her around her room, calling her a fucking bitch, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
Then you told her as an added punishment, she cannot go on the family trip to Italy this coming summer, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
On February 8th, While you were in the car with Emma, you demanded that she drive you home immediately or you would freak out and hurt her, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
You began grabbing the steering wheel while she was driving, almost causing Emma to run off the road and crash, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
So he has to take the fifth to everything.
Everything.
Back to all or nothing. So all or nothing, translator, all or nothing, the fifth.
Fifth, exactly. If you can't take the fifth on what he
She
feels
can't.
like,
If she asks him, do he like ice cream?
he has to take the fifth. Literally, he has to take the fifth. Is the sky blue? I take the fifth. He has to take the fifth on everything. Once he started questioning, he cannot sit there and change and then answer a question. Either he's going to answer the questions or he's going to take the fifth.
You then went ballistic inside her car, kicking very hard the dashboard, breaking the driver's seat, and also breaking the air conditioning vent, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
Emma let you out at a red light, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
And she reported the incident of domestic violence to Roswell police, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
In late February, you blew up at Emma because she cannot fix your legal status and she refused to marry you, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
So after he called her all type of
Disparaging names.
really bad names, I
Bad
already said it
names.
once, I'm not going to say it again.
Yes.
Yeah, after he said all these
Whole lot
bad
of
names and
Not
did all
good
these
names.
things, he's taking a fifth and he's like, I can't even imagine how he set the proposal up.
I don't know. And then now,
And she's like 20.
yeah, she's just turned
I
21.
don't know how old he is.
I don't know. I think he's 25.
Yeah, he said he's 25.
And the thing is, he sat there and said, again, it's her
Yeah, he told her
attorney
she
saying,
couldn't go to Florida. She can't go to Italy.
you know, he's like,
She's
control
like,
everything.
no, everybody's like, no, I'm leaving.
For the punishment. And then now he's saying, well, you want to fix my immigration status and make me legal. And they got mad at about that also. So this is really one of those nightmares.
Yeah, because as long as she's not married to him or whatever, she's not still involved or whatever, you know, this could go either way.
Yeah, he could.
And you made it clear that she made it clear that you need to stay away from her and her family and their home, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
Her father, Steve Brothers, also made it very clear that you were not welcome in their home or in their neighborhood, correct?
I'll take the fifth.
But you have no respect for her parents, do you?
I'll take the fifth.
You think that you know what's better for Emma than her own parents do, correct?
Interpreter, please.
The interpreter needs repetition.
I'll ask him is you think that you know what's better for Emma than her own parents do?
¿Usted considera saber lo que es lo mejor que le conviene a Emma, mejor que los padres de ella?
I'll take the fifth.
So now you see the interpreter came on because he said, I need an interpreter for this.
Now that was just to
understand.
break up the monotony.
No, that was, he actually didn't understand what they meant because again, it's a language barrier. It's two different languages. What it could mean in Spanish might not be what it means in English. So he needed an interpreter to get some clarity. He got it, and he still said, I'll take the fifth.
Because he still can't say yes or no, though, anyway, right?
Yeah, but he still needs to understand what's being said to him.
Yes.
And this is an example. In fact, in spite of the fact he speaks English, there's certain things in the language he doesn't know how to do. And he knows now where he needed an interpreter at. This brings us to the end of part 2 of what had happened was. Stay tuned for part 3.
Thanks for watching.